Welcome back. You all know me. My name's Dave. You guys are stuck with me this month. I'm going to go over the September project, which you'll be able to pick up starting on September 12th. So what you're going to get is you're going to get this handy dandy kit right here. You're going to have a handful of X's and a handful of O's, and we're going to set those aside for a minute. And in case you haven't figured this out yet, we're making Tic Tac Toe. So you're going to have this baseboard with all these slots and grooves cut in it. You're going to have all these sticks. So you're going to have 6 of these that are short. They'll be easy to identify. We're going to use those last. And then you're going to have 6 of these that are a little longer, but you're going to notice that 4 of them are longer than 2. We're going to start with these longer 4 ones. And for putting this together, it's pretty simple. All you need is some glue. You've got a few options here. Elmer's glue works, wood glue, and hot glue works too. I am going to use the wood glue, and I'm going to use some tape to show you how I clamp this versus using clamps. So I'm going to take a little bit of wood glue, if I can get this lid off, and I'm just going to put it all around the edges here. I'm going to make sure it gets on the bottom and on the sides. You don't need a lot. Go around all 4 sides with this. And make a mess. That's okay, it wipes up. So the way these work is these sit tall-wise on the outside here. And you'll want to take and you want to line one end all the way up with an edge, and the other end is going to line up with this inside edge. So then when you take the next one, you're just going to overlap it. And you're going to work your way all the way around, pushing them on there nice and tight. And you're just going to keep overlapping. And these sticks may have some imperfections. These are from the wood we reclaimed back in June for June's project. And then instead of using a clamp, what I'm going to show you here is you can take a piece of tape or multiple pieces of tape, and you can start by putting it on the underside and then just pull it tight and push it down. And that's going to hold that piece in place. And I'm going to do the same thing all the way around. And I've got a little bit of glue squeezing out. I could wipe that up with a wet paper towel or my finger, or I could wait, let it dry, and sand it out. And the other thing I'm going to do to make sure these corners are all nice and tight, I'm going to take the same tape and I'm just going to work it around the outside. And when I get to a corner, I'm just going to make sure it's nice and tight. And if you've got clamps, you can use clamps. There's a lot of ways to do this. I just wanted to show a different way this time. And so those are going to stay there till it's dry. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the cross pieces in here. I'm going to start with the long ones. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my glue. And it doesn't matter. You can go left to right, right to left, up to down, down to up. They can go this way, they can go this way. You'll just want to make sure your 2 longer pieces are going the same direction, and you'll see why in a minute. So put it in there. This is where you'll need your mallet or a hammer or something heavy to just kind of tap it in there. Make sure it's all the way down. And then we're going to do the same thing with this one. And then for the short ones, we're going to go back and we're going to put glue, a little bit of glue in the short slots. You don't need much because they're a pretty tight fit already. And then we just take each one of these short ones, place them in there. I'm going to put them all in, then I'm going to tap them all down. have this. When it's all dry, I'm going to sand it and paint it. And then you've got your X's and O's. You're going to have 9 pieces, some X's, some O's, and they're either going to be plastic like these, or they're going to be wood. We've got a lot of different options, and a lot of these plastic ones will look like wood, this brown paper on them, and much like when we did the candy dispenser, all you got to do if you got fingernails is just peel that paper off. And as you can see, it's not the easiest thing. Or you could paint the paper if you wanted them to be a different color. You'll see these are plastic. And then they just fit in here, and you play your game like you'd play your game. And that's the project. Materials for this month's project were sponsored in part by Home Depot Southport and Auburn Plastics and Rubber. Thank you for your continued support.